I did everything right and still felt completely trapped. I was making more money than I ever had, getting promotions at work, my family was taken care of. So I did what everyone told me to do: 401k, some savings, life insurance, the basic kind of stuff. Check all the boxes and move on. Honestly, from the outside, everything looked great. I don't love doing something just because everyone else is doing it and it's what you're supposed to do. So I started digging into things. That's when I met someone who would become one of the most important people in my financial life. He didn't open up with a product or a pitch. He opened up with a question. You insure your house, your car, your health, and almost everything. Why wouldn't you insure the one thing that creates all of it? For whatever reason, that landed with me, and we talked through a lot of different options at that time. But what I walked away with was simple. I was protecting my family in a smarter way. And at the time, I thought we had just found a better version of life insurance. I had no idea how important that decision would later become. But the promotions at work brought more responsibility, more pressure, more stress, and eventually an environment that was genuinely affecting my health and my family. I knew from that I needed to leave. But when I sat down and looked at our finances, I didn't think we had enough accessible savings to make that possible. So I went back to someone I trusted, a mentor of mine who had been in my corner for years. I told him exactly where we were at and what we were dealing with, and he smiled. I thought, man, why are you smiling at me right now? I just told you what was happening. He said, you know that life insurance policy that you have that you got a few years ago? That's not just for protecting your life. I didn't fully understand what that meant at first, but what he showed me next changed everything for myself and my family. We had cash that we had been putting away and building for years inside of that policy. It wasn't locked away like I thought it had been. It wasn't something that only mattered after I was gone. It was available right then when I needed it most. For me, that felt like an answered prayer. We went from feeling trapped to having options. When we needed it most, this tool did exactly what it was designed to do. Looking back, I know I wasn't alone in how I thought about this. Most people believe life insurance is something you buy and hope your family never has to use. That's exactly what I believed. What changed my life wasn't just buying the policy. It was finally understanding what it actually was and how it actually worked. And I had someone willing to educate me with no pressure, and that changed everything for me and my family. That's why I do what I do now. Not because this is the right answer for everyone, but because I know there are people out there just like me, hardworking, doing everything right, who just don't know what's available to them. If you've always thought that life insurance was only a benefit after loss, I get it. That was me. But if you're open to learning how it might also create flexibility, build wealth, and provide benefits while you're still living, go ahead and comment legacy below. No pressure, just education, because sometimes one conversation is all it takes to completely change the way you think about your financial future.